1138 is all clear and clanker free. This is Clone Army Radio.
What is up, Clone Army? We are back. And I don't know if anyone's keeping track of the number, but this is episode 40.
Whoa. It's 40 already?
Yeah. Dude, we got 40 episodes of this thing.
40 eps. Wow. Who would have thought?
I mean, let's not jinx it. You know, I could quit right now and then we'd only have 39. But, you know, Commander Cuatros, congrats on 40 episodes of Clone Army Radio.
Clone Army Radio. I just want to say, I always want to take the time to say thank you to everyone who let me do it. And thank you to you. And congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir. And if anyone here is new listening, I am ARC Trooper Fives. He is Commander Cuatros.
A.K.A. For His Life. A.K.A. Human Cyborg Relations.
He's the man with... Oh, what did it... Gosh darn it. I did see something else just recently that they went through a list of names and I was cracking up because I thought of you. Now it might have been... Oh, it was Rocky IV. Apollo Creed.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah. They were like introducing him to fight Drago, and they're just like going name. And Rocky looks at him and he's like, says something along the lines of, "You got enough names?" And he's like, "I'm working on another one."
Sounds like me.
Yeah, totally. That totally made me think of that. So today, episode 40, we have our Imperial March Madness wrap up. We have a winner. And in the spirit of that matchup, we are talking about Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi today.
Yeah, I find it fitting. You know, Obi-Wan's the TV series is getting a little bit of press. You know, I think they're starting production, and I think there's a picture of him with a beard, and Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor, I'm sorry, with the beard, that's making some headway. And they released like the cast, who's the cast of the show. So that was pretty exciting stuff to see everybody. I'm interested to see who, you know, what characters are going to be on there. So, you know, with that and Obi-Wan making it all the way to the finals. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Let's talk about these two characters, you know, epic characters.
Right. And to top it off, I believe when Hayden Christensen was announced to be in the Kenobi series, Kathleen Kennedy said something along the lines of, you know, the rematch of the century. So we've got Vader versus Obi-Wan possibly in this series coming up. We've got Vader versus Obi-Wan in our Imperial March Madness. I mean, it only makes sense to talk about these two characters a little bit today.
Yeah, I mean, the people have spoken. They want to see this matchup. This is the match, you know, we put all the characters out there and who would win, you know. And this is who our listeners picked. So, I mean, it's a small sample of fans, but I mean, you can still take it for what it is. You know, they still came out to support Obi-Wan and Vader.
So on that note, Commander.
Yes.
Who is the winner?
The winner of Clone Army Radio's first annual Imperial March Madness 2021 is Darth Vader.
Yes. Are you surprised?
Yes, I am surprised.
Are you?
Well, yeah, I mean, Palpatine, Luke Skywalker, Grogu, all these iconic characters. Obi-Wan himself. I mean, these guys are huge. And Vader, I mean, he got the majority of the votes. It wasn't even close. So Vader still stands head and shoulders above the rest. Pun intended.
Yikes. Nice.
So I'm glad we're done. Thank you for everyone who voted. It was a lot of fun to watch every week and check in and see what you guys thought who would win. And it was cool to get some interaction with everybody. So thank you for that.
Yeah, totally. Some of the emails that we got I liked how some of our listeners were giving reason behind their picks too. I'm like, that's really cool. Like, I like hearing other people's opinions, thoughts, all of that. So thank you to all of you for a little peek into your brain and your feelings on characters in Star Wars. It was fun.
Absolutely. And if anyone's curious about the actual percentages, we got those right here. Vader won 67% of the vote. That leaves 33% to Obi-Wan. So once again, good is dumb.
Well, Vader does say, when we last met, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. So
only the master of evil, Darth.
Very fitting for this as well. I have to say I liked doing this. It was a cool idea that you had, Cuatros, and I look forward to doing it again next year. We'll have to change it up a little, I think, as far as, we don't want to always do Jedi versus Sith, right?
No, we did that already. We got to do something different.
Yeah, but we got little less than a year to think about it, so I think we'll be good there.
Maybe Mandalorian versus original characters. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud right now.
I gotcha.
Spoiling it or, setting up next year's tournament.
Ooh, clones versus Mandalorians.
Oh.
Like imagine Captain Rex versus Bo-Katan or something. Could be interesting.
Very. So, yeah. And thanks for anyone who followed us on Twitter. That's pretty much how we communicate now. And so, it's good to see that we got a good solid following fan base there that can be in touch with what we got going on. And we can be in touch with what they got going on, because there's a lot of people that run their own podcasts and everything. And it's cool to see what they're up to. And, good to see we all have something in common.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've actually been checking out some of the other podcasts. It's been a lot of fun. Just hearing what, like what you said, hearing what they have to say. And, maybe one day we'll have to hook up with some of them and do a collab episode.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
All right. So Cuatros.
One tiny little thing before we get started on that.
No.
Go.
What do you got?
A bit of bad batch news, if that's okay.
Is it spoiler news?
No.
Okay.
I looked at IMDb real quick, and last time we recorded, they only showed 2 or 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's showing that there's at least 14 episodes.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So get ready, because that's a lot of weeks of new content coming our way.
Get ready. That's pretty cool. I was wondering if it was going to be like how the live action series on Disney Plus have been, where it's 8 episodes or something. So this is like an actual season.
Yeah. Seems like it's a big chunk of a season. Yeah,
it's a big chunk of a premiere. 70 minutes, I think it said. The first episode.
Yeah, something like that. An hour and 10. Yeah, 70 minutes.
Holy smokes!
So that's good. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough to watch after work. I know that much.
Yeah. So look forward to that. Maybe new characters coming our way. Maybe some more tie-ins. Maybe some clones popping up in there that we haven't seen, or we're wondering what happened to them. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, my biggest one that I'm interested to see if he shows up is Commander Cody.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Right. That was something I was thinking about yesterday. That I think it only makes sense to kind of show where he is and what he's doing, because he was full on as soon as he got the order. Blast him! Took out Obi-Wan right away. So he is all in on the Empire.
Yeah, we're going to probably see a lot of good stuff pertaining to Order 66 and the fallout and all that. You can only assume, right? I mean, it takes place right there, right then.
Right.
So we're going to find out what's going on.
So there you go. You've heard it, probably not first, but you heard it here on Clone Army Radio. 14 episodes listed for the Bad Batch. At least 14 episodes.
Right.
All right. So today we're doing things a little differently but it's another top 5, but we decided that Cuatros would pick Obi-Wan to do a top 5 since he was all of the Jedi. And since I am all of the Sith, I am doing a top 5 on Darth Vader. And we're just going to, I think, Cuatros, we're going to do it like we did the last couple, right? Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, with 1 being our best.
Correct.
That's how I set mine up. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. And since I believe I went first last time.
Okay.
Tell the world, man. Tell the world what your number 5's is.
My number 5's Obi-Wan moment is going to be moments. I have to find sneaky ways to get multiple things in this top 5.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry. That's a little foreshadowing there for you guys. So it's when Obi-Wan uses the Jedi mind trick, which, thinking about it, is the Jedi mind trick. I know it's a Jedi power, but that's pretty dark, man. To manipulate the minds of like lesser beings, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean, if he's using it for evil, yes. But if he's using it on stormtroopers, the Empire is evil.
Right. But the ability to like communicate with manipulate, that seems like a dark side power to me. I think he doesn't use it a lot, but I think we only see it a couple times that he uses it.
Depending on where, like in the movies.
In the movies, yeah.
You do. In the Clone Wars, I think you see it quite a bit. You see a few different Jedi in the Clone Wars using it. And I believe in Rebels. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. You're manipulating the thoughts of someone. That's not really, I guess that wouldn't be looked at as something good. But
right.
If I could do it. Get pulled over doing 80 and a 35. I was only going 35. You were only going 35. Have a nice day.
So, I mean, I think it's a pretty cool. I stuck to the movies, by the way. I didn't go into the Clone Wars or Rebels, just because I just so much there. I don't remember all of it. So, but I know the movies pretty well. So when I was thinking of Obi-Wan, I didn't really, go into Clone Wars. Right. But yeah, definitely bring in Clone Wars if you think you need to mention it. That's good. But I think that when he uses it against the stormtroopers, you don't need to see their IDs or whatever. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Carry on. I think that's great. I think it's a great power to have. With great power comes great responsibility. And I think, he uses it to get out of trouble. And then the other time he uses it in the movies was when somebody was kind of annoying him at the bar. And that little...
in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. And the guy was trying to sell him death sticks, was it?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life. I want to go home and rethink my life.
I love that part.
Right. So I think those are great moments. And I just think that one there, speaks to Obi-Wan and his, I don't know, doing the research, it kind of seemed like to me that Obi-Wan likes to amuse himself.
Oh yeah.
And he I think he does this, I think he does that to that guy to kind of amuse himself. And he's always throwing jokes out there. People aren't really laughing. But he's kind of like Fonzie,
Nice.
After he throws a joke out there, you were right, sir. The negotiations were short. Waka waka. So I just think that this Jedi mind trick kind of I call it a dark side power, but I was just thinking about it. But he uses it more of for good. And to amuse himself, I guess, a little bit because he's just playing with the small-minded, I guess. And I guess it's part of his nature, really. He's got a serious side, but he also has this joking, dry sense of humor guy that likes to make himself chuckle at things.
Mm-hmm.
Even funny. If he doesn't care if you don't get it, he's going to throw it out there. And he's constantly doing that in the Clone Wars. I know that, So I say that, Jedi mind trick is probably a good number 5. Good time. Good place to start with him.
I like it. And also on the note of the Death Sticks guy, Obi-Wan is using his power to try to help someone rethink their life.
Right.
It's you could be doing better for yourself, so go home and think about it.
It's almost Men in Blackish right there, with that little
that thing, yeah,
that thing that they use that Will Smith uses and
right.
Kay uses to wipe people's memory. I wonder if that's where they got the idea from. Who knows?
Maybe. It's a good pick. Jedi mind trick is something I always enjoy using in the video games too. Kind of persuade your way out of trouble or into trouble. Oh, you get to use it in those Knights of the Old Republic games? Pretty sure, yeah. If I remember correctly. I know, I really want to go back and play that, but it's so long. I know, me too. I got to the first planet or whatever, and I think I was almost leaving the first planet, and that was the last time I played it, and that was over, early winter, I think. Such a good game, but I don't know. I just don't have time, I guess. One other thing that just popped in there. A couple of times where we tried to see the Jedi mind trick being used that was unsuccessful. Was Luke, trying to use... Well, he used Jedi mind trick on Bib Fortuna. Yeah. But Jabba was all... Jabba... Is he resistant to it? Yes. Okay, cool. And then Qui-Gon using it, I tried to use it on was it Watto? But Watto's like, no. I forgot his race, but he's like, no, I'm think you're some kind of Jedi waving your hand. Yeah, that part always made me laugh. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. My number 5 is I find your lack of faith disturbing. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's in A New Hope what they're like at a council meeting with admirals, Imperial admirals, and they're talking about the Death Star, and Vader's not impressed with the Death Star. He's just like, he's like, he tells the one admiral, "Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed. The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force." And I think his name is Admiral Mahdi. He's like, "Don't try to frighten us, Lord Vader." Something like, "You're stuck on your old sorcerer's ways," or something like that. And he's like, if the Force was so powerful, why couldn't you find the stolen tapes or something like that? And while he's saying it, Vader steps forward and pinches his fingers together, and the dude just starts like, choking.
That's great.
Yeah, and then that's when he says, "I find your lack of faith disturbing." His lack of faith in the Force, and I like that whole part. But I like how the other officers, they don't even look scared. The one guy leans forward and puts his hand on his chin, like, oh, what's going to happen here? But Tarkin's, like, "Vader, release him," and he immediately releases him. And I always thought, oh, well, Tarkin's in charge of Vader, until I watched the Citadel arc in the Clone Wars, and I'm like, oh no, that's just like the respect they have for each other, Tarkin and Vader. He's just like, "All right, Tarkin, I'll do that." But it's just so powerful. He's just like, "Wait, what? You're gonna disrespect me and the Force? No, I'm gonna choke you."
Isn't it cool? Like when you're seeing that admiral's neck, it almost looks like someone's pressing down on his neck, like the way he opens up his collar, and it almost looks like.
Oh, yeah, I didn't catch that. That's a good catch, dude.
Yeah, it almost looks like it. It's like he does a great job acting like he's being choked, whoever the actor is. But I was just thinking, like, the Jedi mind trick and the Force choke. We get to see him in The New Hope, and it's so funny because on screen we believe that something magical has happened. This Force is being used, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like in real life, in reality, it had to be pretty funny,
Oh, like while they were filming it?
Yeah, like while they were filming it, he's like using his hand, and the guy's like, oh, pretending, kind of like wrestling, like
right.
pretending.
That's funny.
I'm being hurt. The make believe part. It just made me thinking about it. Just like made me laugh, like thinking, having to see that in real life, like, and be like, what is going on here?
Kind of like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
The Vulcan neck pinch?
No, stupid. You got it much too high. It's down here where the shoulder meets the neck.
Like this? Yeah.
Leave it to Mel Brooks.
Finds the humor in everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that's my number 5. I just love how he's basically like, whatever about your Death Star, I'm not impressed, and that guy just doesn't know when to stop talking, and he's like,
oh yeah,
like, dude, Vader, you don't want to mess with this giant armored guy. And Vader shows him why. He's just like, look what I can do. I can just do this with my fingers and crush your head. No, choke you.
The kids in the hall. Nice. Yeah. Remember the guy that would push him out? Like, I crush your head.
As soon as I did this with my fingers, I was like, oh my gosh, kids in the hall.
Yeah. Nice. You're dating yourself, but that's okay. Hey, I get it. I got it. I didn't want to say it, but I'm like, is he referencing Kids in the Hall? Yes. Nice work.
I guarantee someone out there will get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Cuatros.
Yes. My number 4's?
Your number 4's life.
My number 4's life. Obi-Wan fighting General Grievous. Hello there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
General Kenobi.
Hello there. So we're gonna add another lightsaber to my collection. That's gonna be good. So I think Revenge of the Sith, right? See a little battle between these two guys, and it's Obi-Wan going up against another super villain. And it's just a great, action sequence. He comes, he gets in a little bit of trouble. You get to see General Grievous is, I think it's a combo of Obi-Wan and General Grievous because you get to see the spinny blades. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my gosh, spinning lightsabers. This is awesome. And you just get to see like this octopus type machine with lightsabers at every arm. And then, Obi-Wan doesn't really, he's not really impressed. He's seen it all. Like he doesn't really care. He's just another obstacle here. And he's gonna come out victorious as usual. But he's gonna it's not gonna be that easy. He's gonna have a little trouble getting there. So I think he's on a ledge again and gets a hold of a blaster and takes aim and shoots Grievous right in the heart there. So uncivilized.
I love that part.
Yeah. So there you go. Number 4.
Very cool. Yeah, he didn't want to use that blaster. He's just it's the only thing here I got, and then he just, just shoots the heck out of him. And, that line, I love that line. Little like you said, a throwback to, of a more civilized age. Is that what he says in A New Hope? Something like that when he's talking about a more elegant weapon of weapon of,
for a more elegant time.
Something like that. He uses the word civilized in there. A civilized age.
Yeah.
It's a great moment. General Grievous. So that's one of my favorite parts of that film. Seeing those two fight.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan gets in his, his stance where he puts his hand over his head and then he lines up how he's gonna, watching all the things spinning everywhere. He's like, okay, I got this. He makes quick work of 2 of his arms.
Yeah. Too. Yeah. But I was about to say the same thing. Like he gets a couple of them real quick. So there you go. And then he knocks down the odds real quick. And he's like, all right, well, I fought somebody before with 2 lightsabers per se. This is easy.
Sure. Nice. Brave Sir Kenobi.
Yes. You didn't run away though.
Right on. So my number 4s is, gosh, I feel like I've used this before, but it's one of my favorite Vader moments. Let me look on you with my own eyes.
Oh,
Luke, you were right. Tell your sister you were right about me. And I'm just like, man, this guy is dying. He's on his deathbed. Never knowing his children other than a couple of fights and conversations with Luke. But at this moment, you can feel his love for his kids.
Yeah.
He hardly even knows Leia, but he loves her. And, he wants to look at his son without the helmet on, without the enhancements. And he makes sure to tell Luke to tell Leia that he was right, that Luke was right. There was good in him. He wants both of his kids to know that he was still good somewhere inside. And I think, something like you've talked about, Cuatros, about, Vader kind of working against the Empire, that theory. And I do have to agree at some point, at some extent, because knowing that, like, the moment he discovered Luke was his son, I think everything changed for him.
Absolutely.
He was like, oh my gosh, my kid? My kid's alive,
Right.
And, I think that was when he changed inside. The dark side started losing its grip on him. And then in Return of the Jedi, sister, he realizes that there's a sister, or discovers it because Luke's thoughts betray him. It's like, okay, so now I have 2 kids that I never knew or anything. So
Obi-Wan was wise to keep them from me.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if that's more of a thankful thought there.
Oh.
You know, like if he didn't keep them from me, they would be as evil as I am.
Yeah.
You know, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
That's a little what if, I guess. You know, so this guy dies. At the very least, he dies knowing that his children did what he couldn't. They defeated the Sith and the Empire.
Right.
And I mean, of course, you know, I have to throw it in there that he fulfilled his destiny by killing Palpatine and bringing balance to the Force.
For a little while.
Yeah. I don't know if he's ever really redeemed. I guess, you know, his Force ghost showing up at the end of Return of the Jedi kind of signifies that he's redeemed, but this guy was evil. He did a lot of bad stuff.
Yeah, he did. Especially early on.
Right. But at the very least, he knows what he did. And he sees his good in his children. The good side of him in his children. And seeing what they're capable of. It's just, I don't know. It's a really good moment that it kind of has to be in there for Vader. You know, a top 5 Vader. I think that has to be in there because, and on top of that, dude, George Lucas made you feel sad for the villain.
Yeah.
At this part of the story, like that's amazing. You know, that's like some really good storytelling to feel sad for the villain. And of course, you know, seeing the Clone War or the prequels and the Clone Wars, I guess that helps make you feel sad for him at this point. It's a good moment. It's Vader coming back to the light and showing his love that he had, that, you know, from the little kid. You know, when he was a little kid, he was all loving and nice.
And good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Vader, I mean, we talked about this moment. I've talked about this moment before, you know, how impactful it is. And, you know, everything that leads up to it, you alluded to the fact that, you know, I have this theory that as soon as Vader figures out that Luke's his son, he switches that, you know, and the Empire Strikes Back. But I think it goes back all the way to A New Hope when he's like chasing him down in the X-Wing. I think, you know, I think he could have shot him out of the sky or out of space, but maybe he took a couple of, you know, wild shots to give him a little bit more time to help Luke blow up that Death Star. And then, you know, here comes Han saving the day. But I think you could have thoughts that Vader was questioning everything way back then. And then definitely in Empire, I see it. I choose to see it that he's a good guy working behind the scenes and pretending that he's going along with everything just save face with everybody because, you know, he's on that side of the war. And in Return of the Jedi, you know, he knows there's something wrong with the code, and he lets them, you know, still get down into Endor so they can do the whole shield part. So he's definitely helping any way he can, you know, but not make it look like he's helping. So when this moment happens where he's, you know, sitting there looking at Luke with his own eyes, he's telling Luke, Luke, you're right. I'm good. You knew it, and I felt it. And I think it kind of like helps that theory become true in a way. But, yeah, it's just fitting that he spends his last moments thinking about his kids because they're the ones who saved him,
yeah,
he wants to let them know that they're doing good by him, and he's a proud papa. He didn't raise them, but for some reason they have what he wants in there, you know. However, it turned out Leia's, you know, fighting a good fight against oppression, and Luke's not succumbing to temptation of the dark side. So they got some good Vader vibes. Good Vader genes. Sorry.
Yep. Absolutely. So yeah.
Cool.
That's number 4's.
Number 4's.
What do you got for your number 3?
For number 3 is a combo. Because I figure it could be 2, but I don't know. I think it's a continuation. So it's Obi-Wan fighting Vader.
Okay.
It starts at Mustafar. I've talked about this battle. You know, everything that led up to it and everything. That everything that they came before, so they had to fight. You know, Vader crossed the line. Obi-Wan can't. He doesn't see his Padawan anymore. He sees an enemy. He can't let this one go. He can't let this one slide. Vader went too far. I'm saying Vader now because it's not Anakin anymore. It's a beast, unleashed beast. And
Anakin was destroyed by the dark side.
Right. So I think it starts at Mustafar, you know, and then we don't know what happens in this upcoming series that we're going to watch here in the next couple of years, which is, you know, maybe they meet again. But it continues all the way to A New Hope, and that's when they fight again, you know, for the first time, for the last time. Right.
I was waiting for that.
We meet again. And then that's when, you know, ultimately, you know, we meet again. I and the mouse. You know, we said the line already. And they fight, and we get to see the first battle with lightsabers ever. And we get to see how cool it is, and everybody mimics it, and it becomes a phenomena. These glowing swords, laser swords, if you will. and then Obi-Wan, he doesn't lose the fight. He kind of yields in a way. So he doesn't get struck down, I don't think, even. He just disappears.
Yeah, you know, it looks like he disappears before the lightsaber touches him.
Right.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get killed. He just kind of dissolves into the Force.
Yeah.
And he picks that moment to do it, you know, I think, with Luke watching and Darth Vader thinking he's winning. But really, Obi-Wan wins in the end because he becomes more powerful than he could ever imagine. So I know it's a long, drawn-out number 3, but so I kind of, like I said, I was trying to find a way to put more things in than I should.
I don't think it was drawn out at all.
Okay, good. So just to paraphrase, Obi-Wan fighting Vader on Mustafar, the continuation until A New Hope, and eventually, you know, Obi-Wan's dissolving into the Force, I guess you could say. You know, that's the number 3 moment.
I love it. A question for you.
Yeah.
Oh no. Hang on, it disappeared.
It's like Obi-Wan.
Nice. Oh man, it was a good question too. Message for you, sir.
I can rewind.
Yeah, do a little.
Okay, so the paraphrase here, we got Obi-Wan fighting Vader on Mustafar, and then we go into and we continue that all the way into A New Hope until Obi-Wan's eventual dissolve into the Force.
I got it. I remember.
Okay.
Okay, so Obi-Wan versus Vader in Revenge of the Sith. Obi-Wan technically wins that fight because he assumes Anakin's going to die there when he walks away.
Yeah.
Then Obi-Wan versus Vader in A New Hope. Technically, Vader didn't win that fight because Obi-Wan waited, like you said, he waited for Luke to arrive to make so it looks like Vader struck him down.
Yeah.
Strike me down and I will become more powerful than you can ever imagine. Obi-Wan just lost in our tournament, our Imperial March Madness. But in like Star Wars, I think he comes out the victor so far. He allowed himself to stay alive long enough for Luke to witness him being killed.
Yeah.
Which ultimately led to Luke winning-ish. I mean, he more saved Vader. He didn't defeat Vader. Well, he defeated Vader and saved Anakin.
Yeah.
I don't really know what my question is anymore. Basically, do you think Obi-Wan is the winner in this fight between these two?
Yeah. Do I think the Obi-Wan is the winner when these two fight?
Yeah, like the ultimate winner between these two in fighting. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to have to say absolutely yes. I do think Obi-Wan is the victor in both times they fight that we've seen so far. Obi-Wan has somehow not lost.
Right.
So be it like leaving him for dead with the arms and legs cut off, or turning into a Force ghost to ultimately help Luke in his story and his training and his path. And we don't know what we're going to see in the Obi-Wan series, but I think he's the clear-cut winner, and I think he should, because he is the master, and Anakin / Vader are still pretty much the Padawan or the trainee, I guess you could say. So
yeah, and if aside from Luke, I would say Obi-Wan is probably the ultimate good guy in Star Wars.
Oh right? Yeah.
Well, I guess you could say that about Yoda as well, but we're not talking about Yoda right now.
Well, actually, Obi-Wan beat Yoda in our Imperial March Madness, so
he is on top.
Yeah.
Good
so
catch.
we shouldn't be talking about Yoda. He's irrelevant.
Yes. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know. Most of that just popped in my head while you were, recapping your number 3. And I'm just like, so Obi-Wan comes out on top.
Yep.
But he lost here because the people have spoken.
People speak.
They have spoken. Very cool number 3. Obviously, it's some of the best stuff in Star Wars. What you were just talking about. I want to do something for my number 3.
Okay.
Lord Vader, the fleet has moved down to flight speed, and we're preparing to.
Oh, nice.
Last time.
Yes.
Captain
Yes.
Yes,
Piet.
Make ready to land our troops beyond their energy field and deploy the fleet so that nothing gets off the system. You are in command now, Admiral Piet.
Admiral Piet.
Oh, dude. It's so... how do I turn this off?
Don't turn off the whole wall.
Nice. I did that the one time.
Yeah, I did too. Turn off
All
the whole movie.
So, yeah, the Admiral Piet part. I just love, like, Vader's like, okay, this guy failed. He's failed me for the last time, this Admiral. And he just gets on the hollow call and immediately just, Lord Vader, starts choking.
And Piet's like looking at him like, oh geez.
Oh my gosh. Piet's like calmly pooping his pants during this situation. He's like, looks at the screen, then he looks over at the Admiral dying, and he's just like, you could tell he's like, oh God, this is going to be me in a few months, isn't it?
A few days or a few hours.
So yeah, this goes kind of together with my number 5-ish. Because it's a similar situation. You don't mess with Vader. You don't screw up, because this is what happens. And this guy, oh, go ahead.
Hey, this guy, go ahead. You finish it and I'll take my part.
I was just gonna say, this guy is so arrogant. He's just like, I know what I'm doing. I don't care what Vader has to, Yeah. It's just like, dude, you don't cross Vader.
Right. But this is also another moment I choose to believe that he's killing off an Empire guy, right? So that to me is like he's also being a good guy here by killing off an admiral, but like the admiral is doing some bad stuff, like he's being a horrible admiral, but Vader is like, well, two birds with one stone here.
Good point. You see it again a little bit after that too, when he's like, you just see this other guy drop to his knees. Apology accepted, Captain Neater. It's just like he just goes around wiping out captains and admirals on his ships.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's working for the good guys in a way. Well, or for himself, but yeah.
Yeah. But, and on top of it just being a good and kind of hilarious moment just because of Piet's facial expressions during the choking is just hilarious to me. He's just like, oh gosh. But I had to use this also because of, how we close the show.
Right. No, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Admiral Piet. I think he's a cool character. Like he just, he's kind of like in the wrong place at the wrong time, but he makes the best of it.
Right. Yeah, he's a pretty cool character. I like him, and I like General Veers as well.
Oh, okay.
General Veers is pretty cool.
Do the at guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my number 3. Admiral Piet and Admiral Ozzel getting choked.
and Admiral Piet's rise to power.
Yes. It's more of an Admiral Piet moment, really.
Yeah,
his rise to power. He knew what he was doing. He knew how to get to become an admiral.
Just keep your mouth shut, and eventually, people will take themselves out.
Or, behind the scenes, he's going, "Hey, Ozzel, why don't you jump out of light speed a little faster than normal?" And,
yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea, Piet.
Right. Here's a couple of knives. If you could fall on these, that'd be great.
Right.
A couple swords.
Number 2, man.
Number 2. I say the whole interaction with Luke Skywalker. Taking him as a baby and hiding him in the Lars homestead. To be raised by proper people and to learn family values, and that's good stuff there. And he didn't raise Luke. He knew Luke needed a mother type and a father type to be stable. But he stood by close. He was close with a watchful eye, and hopefully we'll see what's going on there. And then he waits for the right moment, Luke to kind of find out about who he is. And he's like, okay, all right. I've been kind of had this loose plan in my head that, whenever you came of age, we'd start your training, and here it is. That's a lightsaber there. That's your dad's. Pretty cool, huh? Don't look at it.
Doesn't he do what the Porgs do? He puts the lightsaber right by his eye.
Yeah. Don't you don't want to do that.
No, Luke. Cut to the credits.
Created by George Lucas.
Right.
So, yeah, and he tells them about a little bit about the Clone Wars, and then he takes them on this kind of adventure, that leads them to find a way off the planet, and the meaning of Han and Chewbacca, passage on the Millennium Falcon, and eventually to find the princess and the Death Star, and so that whole I call it the whole Luke Skywalker interaction, all the way up till he turns into a Force Ghost, and he continues after a Force Ghost to kind of he gives him his when Luke's sitting there dying on Dagobah. He's like, hey, Luke, I'm going to give you a quest. You got to go to Dagobah, seek Yoda. And Luke's like, what? I'm freaking freezing right now, man. Like, so the whole Luke Skywalker interactions, all the interactions with Luke Skywalker, I think are great Obi-Wan moments. Number 2.
Heck yes, man. There's a lot of good stuff in those. And he was with Luke until the end. From the second Luke was born until right before Luke went to face Vader for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's good stuff. There's two things that pop in my head for these moments, and they're both, I think, in Return of the Jedi. The one is when Luke is basically saying, you know, I can't do this alone or whatever. And that's when Obi-Wan shows up on day. That's after Yoda dies, and Obi-Wan shows up, and
Right.
you know, Yoda will be with you always, and all of that. There's a part where Obi-Wan says, I can't interfere when he faces Vader. I thought that was interesting. You know, is there a possibility, and I know I'm going to go way off here, but is there a possibility that as a Force ghost, Obi-Wan could have gotten involved in that fight?
Wow. Maybe. Anything's possible, I guess. You know, the dark side has their kind of abilities, and why not on the light side have some other, you know, hidden abilities too, like that, like interaction after death. So
it makes me think about it more because of the sequels when Yoda thunks Luke in the head, bonks Luke in the head with his stick.
Right.
And then Luke catches the lightsaber when Rey throws it into the fire. So they can interact with physical items.
Right. And call down lightning.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. Just something maybe we'll see in some future Star Wars content, maybe. A Force ghost coming out and helping the good guys or something, you know. The other part is when Luke is like, you told me Vader killed my father or whatever, and you know what I told you was true from a certain point of view. And Luke's face, Luke's like, a certain point of view. Luke just looks like he's going, you know. He looks so mad at Obi-Wan.
I know.
You know, but
just feed him, and then Luke's gonna eat the bull. You know, he's just gonna eat it.
You know, I mean, he did kind of lie to Luke, but I think I would like to think at some point Luke is like, oh, you know, I totally get why you told me this way. Anyways, those are just two things that popped in my head about some of those moments. And
as we get older, we misremember things. So, you know, he's slightly, you know, elder at this point, and he doesn't even remember R2. So, you know. Well, in his defense, he says he doesn't remember owning a droid. He didn't say he doesn't remember R2. Oh, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good catch. It's their point of view. You're right. Yeah, but right. I don't know. There were a lot of things that's what we should do one day, is look at the things that don't add up going from the OT to the PT. Oh yeah. Yeah. That would be kind of fun. About that. Yeah, we talked about that before. I'd doing an episode like that. Yeah, we should totally do that. So that's a good number 2, man. Obi-Wan looking after Luke. Yep. Obi-Wan's, you know, kind of mentoring of Luke, I guess you could call it. Being a father-ish person to Luke from a distance. Yep. I like it. Yep. A father-ish figure. Look forward to your number 1, man, because, I mean, your top 4 so far have been really good. My number 2 is, it's Darth Vader's presence. When he steps in onto screen, he's dressed in black. He's super tall, like a monstrous guy. The helmet, I would imagine, it doesn't scare me, but it probably did when I was a kid. You know, his mask. He's just this scary looking guy that walks slowly. He's got the breathing. He's got that powerful James Earl Jones voice. It's just, you see it, and at least I pick up on it in a lot of different mediums of when Vader is around.
other people feel cold. They feel scared.
Yeah. Is going back to the breathing real quick? Would you call it almost the same as like the Jaws theme? His breathing? It's almost like the same reaction, that being like boom, boom.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good comparison. I would also throw it in there with Jason from Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah.
It sends that like shiver through you.
Right.
You know when you hear those sounds, man, it can't be good what's coming.
No.
Something that I thought about while I was putting together my top 5 is, I don't know if it's all his presence. I mean, yeah, he has a terrifying, chilling presence, but do you think maybe some of that is him pushing the dark side outwards towards, allies and enemies alike, to make them cold, to make them afraid when he enters a room?
Oh, that's
maybe some kind of dark side power.
Yeah, like a dark side aura that he kind of like walks around with and kind of lays out, kind of like his red carpet, just doom and gloom feeling. Yeah.
I like that dark side aura. That would have been a quicker way to say it. I went like I took the long way. But yeah, I wonder, I guess it's possible that he's channeling some dark side outwards, because people are afraid of that guy. People feel cold when he's around.
And I'm thinking about that scene in the Clone Wars, and when he's picking up Ahsoka's lightsaber, and it's snowing out, and he just, I don't know, it's something about what you're saying kind of speaks to that moment and kind of fitting spot, and everything's cold and frozen over, and he seems to be in his element.
Right. Question for you: have you watched any more Rebels?
No. I should. I need to. Did you? I say that a lot.
Okay, so in the first episode of Rebels, you see Darth Vader, right?
Yeah, right away, like first thing.
So I don't want to spoil the situation for you, but there is something in season 1 that describes really well what I'm saying.
Oh,
so it's just when I think of his presence, I think of him. Well, I don't want to talk about it yet because it's part of my number 1, not Rebels, but something else. I think of him in my number 1, and then I think of him in this part in Rebels. It's like, yeah, this dude has some dark side aura, like you were saying. So yeah, my number 2 is Dark Helmet's presence. All rise for the presence of Dark Helmet.
Good one, man. And he's a chilling character for sure. I'm sure to see him in the universe there is even more horrifying in real life.
Right.
So, you ever been up to sometimes some random spot will have maybe a Darth Vader costume. It's pretty messed up. I know I played that one game, Vader Immortal, and you get to he walks up towards you and you're looking up at him, and then just in that game and that virtual world, he was a very imposing figure, and it's pretty crazy. So, alrighty, so ready for my number 1?
Nah, let's wait till next week.
Next week it is. We'll see you guys later.
All right. Commander Cuatros, tell us your number 1.
My number 1 is the battle between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan Kenobi. When Obi-Wan gets a little heated under the collar for seeing his beloved master go down at the blade of Darth Maul, and he takes things to another level that I don't think I've ever seen him take anywhere. To this point, I haven't seen him take anything to this point yet. So when he fights Darth Maul, and he kind of channels a little bit of the dark side, I would think, because he gets angry. He's angry.
Oh yeah, yeah. We actually, I think, talked about that at one point. But yeah, he's definitely tapping into some dark side there, or anger.
Right, and he is not. But I mean, his strikes are causing. Darth Maul doesn't even know how to handle them, because he's like, "Whoa, I didn't see this coming," especially from a Padawan. So that next gear that only comes out at this point in the films, and then lightsaber battle is just intense, and the music is playing, said it 1,000 times, I think, already. Battle.
Oh yeah.
The Duel of the Fates.
So good.
It's amazing. It just captures the moment so perfectly, and just everything about that moment, and eventually how he succeeds. He's dangling, does the flip, boom, takes out Darth Maul, cuts him in two, temporarily puts him down. So they would come to find out. But I think that that's one of his. I think that's one of his highlight moments. He loses that battle. Roll credits for everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Big what if there. But no, he gets the victory. He gets to do the victory lap. He gets to train Anakin. Ultimately, mentor his kid, save Leia, set Luke upon the path, and it takes some time, but eventually redeem his Padawan down the road.
The Phantom Menace just keeps going higher and higher on my list. Every time I watch it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this movie so much.
It sets so much good stuff up.
Yeah. Obi-Wan versus Maul, which turns into this long, drawn out feud between these two, which I say long and drawn out just because of the length of time, not because it's boring or anything. It's so cool. Yeah. Obi-Wan. I mean, and that's when he's a Padawan still.
Yeah.
I mean, this is his trial. It turns out that this is the trial that he, goes through to become a Jedi Knight. It's just a big time situation for this character.
And like he says later on in the movies, Sith Lords are his specialty.
Yes.
Another little joke. Another little inside joke to himself.
It's like, it's his inside joke to those of us that get it, because we're like, there it is, Like I see, my one brother texts me that specialty line all the time. It cracks me up. Our specialty. Dude, that's such a good one. See, now I kind of want to do at some point, I pick some Obi-Wan moments and you pick Vader moments. Not next week or anything, but sometime down the road, I think it'd be fun to do a flip.
Do a switch. Yeah. That's a good idea too. Because I definitely have, I look at Vader from different point of view. So.
Nice. Yeah, we'll have to do that one day. All right. So my number one, Darth Vader's entrance in A New Hope.
Oh,
it's the first time you see him, and then they cut to clips of some other things, and then it comes back to him again. Is my moment. This part basically makes or breaks this saga. This is your introduction to the villain. Obviously, we know Palpatine is the puppet master and all that, but this is the guy we see. We don't see Palpatine till one little spot in Empire and then Return of the Jedi. So this guy walks in, stepping over some dead bodies that his soldiers just shot the heck out of. He doesn't say a word. It's just this almost silent moment other than his breathing.
Right.
He puts his hands on his hips. This is all for the audience, I think. He puts his hands on his hips and kind of looks around, and you hear the breathing. It's like George Lucas saying, look at the bad guy. Check him out. this is our bad guy.
This is the one. This is the bad guy we're all rooting against here.
Yeah. And, and then after like that short moment of him looking around, he starts moving forward and the troopers fall in line behind him. And I'm like, this is so BA. Like, even to this day, I've seen this, I don't know how many times, but if I turned it on right now, I would just be like, yes, this is cool.
This is how you intro a character.
Yeah, dude. Right.
Oh, man.
This is how you show who your bad guy is, and then it gets worse. Because after you cut to a couple of parts, you come back and he's holding up Captain Antilles with one arm, choking him, and he's questioning him, if this is the consular ship, where is the ambassador? And all you hear is, he's got this guy a foot off of the ground. And then he just drops him, and then he looks at the stormtroopers, and he's like, tear this ship apart. Find the passengers. I want them alive. And he's just
he's mad.
Like, forceful, like, just, this guy is a bad guy. It's so just, his entrance into cinema is my number one.
Oh, good one. Yeah, into cinema. Yeah, very much so, because he's definitely a force to be reckoned with. And this is his origin. If it was a comic book, his origin issue.
Nice.
And it's definitely impactful and memorable and iconic moment that's probably film history here. Everyone knows the first time they saw Vader coming out of the smoke, and they never forget it. They never forget the moment, and it's masterfully done. All I can say.
Yeah, you said it. Masterfully done, man. It is. And, part of me wanted to throw in the Rogue One scene into my top 5, but we've talked that. I think we've exhausted that one.
For sure.
But even still, as cool as that was, and watching that part, it doesn't top the original. The original. Yes. Thank you. I mean, it's cool. It's really cool. But this is just no dialogue. When he steps in, it's the music, walking through the smoke, the bodies of troopers and rebels, and him just looking around like, all right, who am I going to choke? So that's my number one, man.
Okay. Good number one. Way to do it. That's our list there. Let us know what you guys think. If we missed something, or if you guys got some better top 5s or better number 1s, let us know. But I think we did what we set out to do.
Yeah, you had some really good ones, man. It made me want to go and like watch everything and look for those moments and find other ones. Because Obi-Wan's amazing. So very cool, dude.
Very cool. Very fun. Yeah. So we got those were the last 2 participants in the Imperial March Madness 2021. So we gave them their episode. If you have your own top 5 that you want to email us or tweet us or whatever, that'd be cool to sit back and read. See what your top 5s are for Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, or just something like Cuatros was saying, something you think could have been on our lists that we didn't. Let us know what you think. It's always fun to hear from all of you. But on that note,
this is where the fun begins.
Oh, this is going to be easy.
How did you find something that said Star Wars trivia?
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah.
Oh, man, dude, that sounds legit, dude.
I thought you knew that was me. That's funny.
No, I thought you're like, I'm like thinking like, how did he find a soundbite of someone saying Star Wars trivia?
Yeah.
And it's all echoey and everything. You did that. That's great. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious that you didn't know that was me.
That was you. Like, that's great. I was just thinking the last time I heard our trivia, I'm like, wait a minute. Where did he find that? That's great. I didn't know that was you.
Oh.
It doesn't sound like you. That's all.
Oh yeah,
Star Wars trivia.
That's my let's get ready to rumble voice.
Done, man. You got a voice for radio, that's for sure.
Ah, thank you. All right, my friend.
Let's do it.
Oh, this one's probably going to be easy, but it's fitting for today. How did Obi-Wan defeat Darth Maul?
That's easy.
A, he used his lightsaber. B, he threw him down the generator core shaft. C, he used Qui-Gon's lightsaber. D, he used half of Darth Maul's lightsaber.
Right. Use Qui-Gon's lightsaber.
Yeah, C?
C.
Always C, right?
Always C.
And we got it.
Nice.
I knew it would be easy, but it was on the top of the stack that she gave me, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty fitting because you just talked about that moment. So, all right. Trivia question number dos. What? Let me read this again. I almost read this as ornament. What armament did the Queen's Royal Starship have? A, 4 turret-mounted cannons. B, none. C, 2 laser cannons. D, 8 torpedo launchers. I feel like it's C again.
At the Queen Amidala ship?
Yes.
That silver one?
Yeah, because it wasn't a starfighter. It was more of like a, just like it. Well, yeah, it says Royal Starship.
Yeah, which is a cool ship.
Yeah, I wish I owned the toy because that thing sells for some good money. Not that I would sell it, but looking back at stuff I want now, I'm like, that'd be cool on a shelf, but it's way too much money.
Do they make it all like out of glass like it looks like in the movies, or is it just silver?
Yeah, I think it's just silver. It's still
easy,
pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Could you imagine though, like if it was all shiny? It might be. I don't know. I haven't looked for it in a while online. I'll have to look that up. But what do you think?
C? What was the C answer?
Well, I'll just go through all of them again. 4 turret-mounted cannons, none. 2 laser cannons, 8 torpedo launchers.
I don't remember. Was it shooting when I was leaving the blockade?
I think it's more. I feel like it's it might be the captain or someone else on the ship saying, we're not going to be able to fight our way out with, 2 laser cannons or something like that.
Captain Tanaka, isn't it?
Probably.
Of course. I voted him worthless character of Star Wars. He's just a neg bomb every time he's on screen.
That's so funny, dude.
Was it him? Tanaka, I think? I don't know.
I mean, I'm going to go C.
All right.
You
I'll go
tell
with
me.
you.
You go with
I'm thinking none, because I don't remember it shooting anything.
Yeah, I mean, none is...
But I could have Obi-Wan memory here.
Yeah.
Misremember. Yep.
All right. Now I'm a little nervous. Should have listened to you. Dude, I could have swore. I'll have to go rewatch that part now. He obviously didn't say 2 cannons, but I know he said something about we're not going to be able to fight our way through this blockade or whatever. So, sorry. My bad. I should have listened.
That was right.
Yeah. Are you going to start force choking?
Of course I am. Of course I am. It's so easy to do on camera.
Oh, that was good.
Did we get a half a point for that, maybe? So that was like kind of right.
I'll allow it.
All right. No, that's good.
Dude, these are all okay. They're all prequel, it looks like. So we'll just go.
Well, we're mixing it up. I like it.
Ooh, okay. Why did C-3PO get gold plating? A, The plating he received on Tatooine rusted off. B. His original plating was destroyed in a blaster fight. C. He had to look his best in the service of a senator. D. His original plating was too small. He didn't have, remember?
You didn't have
what do you mean, naked?
He's all wires.
My wires are showing. R2 all razzing him up.
I think he had to look good in front of the, was it the senator?
Yeah, why is it a C? Are the well, okay, the last one was B, but this is C.
Yeah.
Good?
Good.
Senator
Good.
one? All right.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. We're
Good.
3 for 3 for us. So at least I am.
Nice.
Oh, you're choking me now.
Hey, this is great. We just force choke each other through the whole episode. All right. Last one?
Yeah.
All right. What does the Republic cruiser's red color signify? A. Its political neutrality. B. Its use as a hospital ship.
Ah.
C. His allegiance. The ship isn't a he or a she.
Yeah.
C. Its allegiance with the Jedi. D. Its allegiance with the Trade Federation. Well, why would they even put D in there? It's a Republic cruiser. It's not going to be allied with the Trade Federation. I'm going to say hospital or political. It's not going to be allegiance with the Jedi.
The Republic ship. So this is like a Clone Wars type thing?
Yeah, Clone Wars and prequels. Republic cruiser. Basically the Republic's Star Destroyer. But just with red markings on it. I think they're pretty similar, at least.
That hospital one, I wanted to go with the hospital one.
Yeah?
Yeah, but for some reason I like A too.
I like A.
If we both like A, maybe we should go with A.
All right. I'm going to get my fingers ready for the force choke.
I'm going to get my fingers ready for the force. Not so force, but for the head crush.
Nice. We get the head crush and the force choke. Who's going to win? You failed me for the last time, Commander Cuatros. Ready?
Ready.
Ah, dude.
All right.
It was, I should probably reread it. A, political neutrality.
Yes.
Did I get you again?
No, not after you smiled.
Well, the smile was to show that I was done with the trick.
Nice.
I used a Jedi mind trick.
The mind. The Jedi mind tricks. little Lord of the Rings action there.
Well, there we go. Trivia. We went 3.5 for 4s.
Right.
Is that right? Yeah, because we only got the one wrong, partially. Yes.
At least one of us got it. Was thinking the right. I don't have Obi-Wan memory, so that's good.
All right. Now don't get cocky.
Okay.
All right, Cuatros.
Yeah.
All right, Clone Army. That was trivia.
Yeah, so we talked about earlier, if you wanted to contact us, you can get a hold of us at our email at clonearmyradio@gmail.com. People have been using it. It's been great to get the feedback. I just every time we get an email or a review or something, I'm just beaming ear to ear, and I just love the idea that you're out there enjoying our content, and it makes this a lot more fun when I know there's people out there enjoying themselves. And thank you very much on that front. We can also contact us at Twitter. You can just drop us a little tweet at Clone Army Radio, or if Instagram is your thing, we're on there too at Clone Army Radio and Instagram. So please stop by and say hi.
Right on. As always, thank you for listening. As always, may the Schwartz be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Do it. Admiral Piet.